make sure you're subscribed to JerCrispy.
What's up, y'all? It shows most, does the most. JerCrispy, welcome back to another video. How long would Bill CYPHER prison sentence be? How long would he finish his prison sentence will be? Well, let's find out. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, follow our social media. Gonna pop on the screen. We're on around 500. Let's go.
This is Bill CYPHER, and he is one terrifying triangle. Don't be charmed by that top hat and bow tie. This deranged tortilla chip is literally so dangerous that his prison sentence is trillions, yes, trillions of years long. But how did it get so insanely high? Well, let's dive into this one-eyed beast's pure evil crimes to find out. What's the shortest amount of time a villain has taken to commit their first crime after their first on?
What he said at this point, let me think. Life is reality. Go by, or something like that.
Screen appearance. 15 minutes, a whole episode. Try 26 seconds.
Dear teeth, for you, kid. You're insane. Sure I am. What's your point?
I mean, hey, at least he gave the teeth back. This really needs no explanation, but ripping out teeth from live animals would be considered animal cruelty by the courts, and even if they do get returned. The felony would earn CYPHER 5 years in the slammer plus a $20K fine. That should cover the deer's dentist bill nicely. Now, two things shocked me in the episode Dipper and Mabel versus the Future. Firstly, I couldn't unhear Morty Smith's voice whenever the time travel guy opened his mouth.
It's called a time bubble, and it prevents time from going forward. Falls can last as long as you want it to.
But how does it work?
I just need you to get a little gizmo for something small. He won't even know it's missing.
Huh, something like that in his nerd bag.
Secondly, I couldn't believe Mabel was actually dumb enough to hand over Grunkle Ford's precious interdimensional time rift to Bill CYPHER.
Thanks.
Wait!
Damn.
At last! The gate between worlds has opened! The alien years prophesied has come to pass!
After causing an apocalypse by opening a rift between the Nightmare Realm and Earth, Bill kidnaps Mabel.
Yeah, my nigga, you should at least about to get 1,000 years. And he did what's it called? What's that girl name was? That rich girl name? Her dad like switched his face in and out. Like eyes for her mouth and ears for her eyes, or something like that.
And holds her prisoner in this bubble.
The star from Mabel's sweater is in there. I know it.
Whoa.
Don't have that, but we do have this thing where Mabel needs us.
Now, judging by the exterior of it, you'd expect the inside to resemble nothing else but a terrifying, fiery pit of doom. Dipper, Seuss, and Wendy thought that too, so they were definitely shook when they walked in and saw this.
This is Mabel's prison?
Yes, definitely.
It's 1 o'clock, everyone. Balls for rainbows with a chance of dance party. If you're the owner of a unicorn with a top hat, Cream Beach, your unicorn is being towed.
There's this new world, shining, shimmering, splendid.
After realizing Mabel Land is just a diabolical trap Bill designed so Mabel will never try to escape, Dipper gets put on trial for questioning reality. If he wins his case, Mabel will return to the real world with him. If he loses, he will be banished back to Gravity Falls alone and replaced with another Dipper who's 100 times cooler than he'll ever be.
Lip-a-dip-dip!
Him.
That nigga, bro, the Flip-a-Dip, bro. That nigga hated this nigga. That nigga Dipper hated Flip-a-Dip, saying that nigga is funny as a bitch, saying.
Much.
When Dipper promises to turn down Ford's apprenticeship and move to California, the siblings embrace in a hug. This causes Mabel to snap back to reality, and the beautiful paradise around her begins to unravel into its true form. The kids escape on a giant flying waddles and burst through the bubble back into the real world, determined to take on Bill CYPHER, who, by the way, is getting charged with false imprisonment and jailed for 5 years. He'll also have to pay a $10,000 fine, which is honestly kind of insulting to Mabel. Like, come on, Bill deserves to cough up at least $1 million. As if watching that fricker Bill turn his Grunkle Ford into a back scratcher wasn't horrifying enough for poor Dipper, the kid then had to run for his frackin' life after Cypher gave his hench maniacs the green light to eat him as a pre-party snack.
Party at the Pyramid. Oh, an 8-ball treat. Have the kid for a snack.
Okay, I hate to admit it, but Bill's getaway car is pretty cool. The hungry monsters chased Dipper through the woods, but he escaped uneaten. Even though he got away unharmed, Bill could still be charged with soliciting murder. The crime is a very serious felony, and a conviction would mean up to 9 years in the big house, plus a fine of 10 grand. Grunkle Ford deserves at least 10 million in compensation after being used as Bill's back scratcher, though. Puppets can be pretty darn creepy. Nothing will ever compare to a one-eyed demon triangle, though. In the episode Sock Opera, Mabel falls in love with this weird guy named Gabe, who's obsessed with puppets, and she pretends to be a puppet expert just to impress him. Tale as old as time.
Yeah, ain't Bill turned to a whole... Wait, no. This nigga Dipper, I don't know how his dumb ass pulled this dumb ass shit. This nigga wanted to switch bodies with Bill or something like that, or he wanted to correct the code or something like that to that laptop, and Bill had tricked him and he had turned to a puppet or something like that. Something like that, I think.
While she's off preparing a disaster of a puppet show, Dipper is busy trying to crack the password for a laptop containing all the greatest secrets of Gravity Falls. Desperate times call for desperate measures, so he agrees to give Bill Cypher a puppet in exchange for the password. Yeah, stomping on the laptop, Bill races to the theater so he can destroy Dipper's journal, which Mabel is currently using as a prop in her puppet show. Dipper chases after the Dorito douchebag who's stolen his body, so he makes Sock Mabel and Sock Gabe make out in front of a live audience. Mabel retrieves the journal. However, Bill Dipper, aka Bipper, suddenly appears, and the two of them end up crashing onto the stage and start fighting each other for the journal.
I can sell this. Like, this is
Fighting. I can sell this.
I don't like the way.
Man, Grogu said that never give a fucking kid was fighting a night, bro. Oh my god, bro.
Hey, that sounds. Tony Award-winning sock puppet play. Then I almost moved on to the next segment without discussing the crimes Bill committed in that episode. Okay, so Cypher committed 2 offenses in that episode: identity theft for taking over Dipper's body, and property damage for stomping on his laptop. Those crimes will have him thrown in prison for 10 years and fined $6,000. He totally deserves to be charged for ruining the sock puppet show, though. I never got to see the end, dang it. Bill is one mighty equilaterals. He's got so many awesome yet scary powers, like dream manipulation, telekinesis, teleportation, pyrokinesis, and whatever the hell this is.
I would just like to say that as
a there you go.
Perhaps I can be one of your
that little thing. I forgot what her name was, bro.
Horse for talking.
Oh, wow, that's a great offer. Double the functions of every hole in your face.
See?
You know what? I don't even feel bad for the guy. If he's willing to betray his species that early in the game, screw him. The maimed rich dude probably has enough money to surgically put his face back together, but does Cypher have enough money to bail himself out of a jail for committing mayhem? That is the crime of disfiguring another person, and the felony will land the Top Hat Terror and the Clank for 8 years with a 10K fine. But we need to double all that, because when Bill sent that weirdness wave of Gravity Falls, he transformed Seuss's grandmother into an armchair.
Abuelita, a tidal wave of mad...
Such an imagination.
Ah!
Why don't you have a seat and relax? I'll be fine. You go help the others.
I'm trying to be like Seuss's grandma, though. Like, how is she so chill? She's in the middle of a weird apocalypse in her already terrible situation, and she's been made 1,000 times worse. Like, if she on drugs, I'm on drugs. Put me to work. Anyway, guys, we're already halfway through this freckin' Triangle's crimes now, and his creepy eyes looking at about 45 years in the slammer plus $66,000 in fines. That is shockingly low for someone as sick and twisted as Bill Cypher, but don't you worry. That jail time and those fines are about to skyrocket faster than little Gideon's heart beats whenever Mabel walks by. Bill Cypher isn't a menace to everyone in Gravity Falls just for funsies. This deranged psychopath's evil plans is to create a weird Mageddon and rule the multiverse by opening a rift between the Nightmare Realm and Earth. Grunkle Ford is able to keep the rift safe and sound away from Bill for years, but in the episode Dipper and Mabel vs. the Future, it ends up in Mabel's backpack by mistake, and Cypher tricks her into handing it over by disguising himself as the time travel guy. She then gets knocked out and later imprisoned in a bubble, completely unaware that Bill opened a gateway to the Nightmare Realm and is now, it's the end of the world.
What's going on? What is that?
We're too late. It's the end of the world.
Bill's nightmares cause an apocalypse and destroy the whole of Gravity Falls, turning thousands of people into stone in the process. There's no better word to describe what he did than terrorism. One charge of the felony would land CYPHER and the Slammer for life with a minimum of 20 years before parole. Yeah, there's no way a terrorist tortilla chip is ever getting let out of the big house. Isn't it super weird how only Gravity Falls is affected by Bill's apocalypse? Like, Triangle Guy is so powerful, he and his army of monsters could have conquered the world probably in less than a week. Well, turns out Gravity Falls is a super magical place with a natural law of weirdness magnitude. This creates a force field around the town which stops Bill and all his monsters from getting out and causing worldwide chaos. There's only one smarty pants in town who knows a simple equation to collapse the barrier, but he would never spill the deets, so Bill has to torture the information out of him.
Ready to talk now?
Won't let you into my mind.
What do you think, 500 volt?
Grunkle Ford avoided the 500-volt shock after Dipper and Mabel broke into the pyramid with a robot they made from the Mystery Shack. However, he isn't the only character Bill had tortured.
Subaru is the largest corporate donor to the National Park Foundation, helping to protect our parks for future generations.
Gideon!
Captured me! He's been forcing me to do so tight! How do we undo this?
Not little Gideon calling himself cute when he's literally the ugliest kid in Gravity Falls. Watching little Gideon to dance for all eternity without a single break is hilarious, and honestly karma for being a gigantic dirtbag the entire show. But Bill's treatment of him would actually be considered a form of torture by the law, as would electrocuting Grunkle Ford. 2 charges of this felony would land the Triangle Torturer with a 40-year jail sentence plus a $20,000 fine. Because of Bill, little Gideon tasted a tiny bit of karma, and I know he secretly loved wearing that sailor suit anyway. You know, a lot of people lie in bed at 2 a.m. haunted by super embarrassing moments from their lives. I definitely don't do that, by the way. It'd be a total tragedy if some bow tie wearing triangle could go inside your mind and see every cringy thing you've ever done. Thankfully, none of us live in Gravity Falls.
Yeah, cause that was I think this was the episode that what's it called? Dipper and Stan was ate each other neck with this one, bro. And like Dipper was like, man, why would I help this man out? He been doing this and that and all that. They've been treating me wrong and having me doing all the dirty work while you just sitting there chilling.
So, yeah. After little Gideon summons Bill CYPHER and the Dreamscapers, the Triangle uses his powers to teleport into Stan's mind and locate the combination for this save.
Grunkle Stan!
Mabel and Dipper recite an incantation to follow the Triangle and stop him from getting the code. They arrive in the terrifying black and white hellhole of their uncle's mind, and it does not take long before they bump into CYPHER, who's not particularly happy about the little punks that followed him here.
I had a hunch I might bump into you.
What do you want with our uncle's mind anyway?
Inside the shack is a maze of 1,000 uncle's memories. There's a memory of him inputting the code. Pay me handsomely.
Not if we stop you!
The kids will have to find the right door before Bill does, and hopefully their search doesn't lead them to a door, which will scar them for life.
I have a good feeling about this door.
Hey, Mr. Tummy.
Hey, Mr. Stan! Yes! Sweet Sally.
Oh man, ever heard of something called wax, Stan? The next door is the one containing the code, and Seuss volunteers to destroy it using his big fat arms. Cue plot twist.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, short shorts. Don't look half bad. Hey, something weird's going on here.
I knew you'd lead me straight to the code.
So is everyone just gonna ignore the fact that Seuss confessed to enjoying the sight of Stan roller skating in short shorts? No, just me. Bill zooms away with the door calling everyone suckers, which is kind of accurate. He calls Gideon, but before he gets a chance to tell him the code, Mabel fires a plunger and knocks the memory out of his hands and into the bottomless pit of Stan's mind. Now it's lost forever, and Gideon backs out of the deal. CYPHER, of course, doesn't handle these kinds of situations calmly.
You me. Do you have any idea?
I'm mad.
And then he gets his ass whooped because you can do anything in like it's like basically a dream or something like that. Basically something like that. But you know that's crazy though? That nigga Bill CYPHER could turn to anybody and just trick you like that. Like trick him like that. Like that's crazy, right? So Bill CYPHER could have been one way back. Cause mind you, they was talking before. And then after that, he stopped letting them in his mind. Bill CYPHER could have been a Stan the whole time and actually took that something, and they could have been started this before Mabel and Dipper even came to Gravity Falls.
Mad when he gets mad.
That is one fiery chip, dude. I bet he tastes good, though. So, I'm hungry. Bill kind of tells the kids to eat nightmares and proceeds to conjure up their worst fears, which are interesting to say the least.
Who's quack for sticking
I don't scare a dog with a suit on. Ugliness.
Bill must also hate Mabel the most because he tragically murders her imaginary boyfriends right in front of her. Mabel and Seuss are next to feel Cypher's wrath, but Dipper reappears just in time and laser zaps Bill, having discovered that anything is possible in Uncle Stan's mindscape. The other two start developing their own superpowers, and Bill ends up getting attacked by adorable pink kittens and a stomach beam stare. The triangle can't take any more of this torture and flees the scene, but not before warning the kids that it'll always be watching them. And you know who will always be watching you, Bill Cypher? A police warden, because you just racked up a hell of a lot of jail time in that one episode. Let me break it down for you guys. First, we got invasion of privacy for invading Stan's mind without permission. That crime will get Mr. Triangle jailed for 1 year and fined $1,000 in fines. Next, we got assault for blasting that hole straight through Dipper. That'll increase Bill's sentence by 32 years and $750,000. Lastly, Cypher committed identity theft again when he impersonated Seuss. Mayhem when he turned Mabel into a hideous green monster, and 2 counts of attempted murder when Dipper stopped him from vaporizing Mabel and Seuss. All those crimes bring Cypher's jail time and fines to 96 years and $2,766,000. I wouldn't be surprised if Gideon was going to pay that much money to Bill just to get the stupid code to stand safe. Cypher's clearly a force to be reckoned with because he can literally shoot laser beams out of his creepy Illuminati eye. And set Dipper's journals on fire with just the flick of a finger.
That's crazy.
As we've already established, he could definitely destroy the whole of Gravity Falls single-handedly, but he can't really be bothered, so he just conjured up a weirdness wave that creates monsters to do the job for him.
End of the world. Those death metal album covers got it shockingly right.
Yeah, that goat don't got a clue what's going on. Not a single thought behind those eyes. I envy that. Getting his army of freaks to do his dirty work doesn't make Bill any less responsible for the mass property damage inflicted on Gravity Falls. Fun fact alert, guys. Gravity Falls is based on a real-life Oregon town called Boring, whose twin town is Dole. Boring has a population of 8,000. Gravity Falls' population is probably around 16,000, though, because they have a shopping mall and a civic center. So, since the whole of Gravity Falls was destroyed by Bill Cypher's Weirdmageddon, at least 10,000 buildings must have been damaged. The maximum penalty for property damage can be as high as 24 years in prison and $1 million in fines. Do the math, the pointy jerk's looking at 240,000 years and $10 billion in fines. And you know what's funny? Bill's species can live for trillions of years, so he technically could be eligible for parole in the year 242,025. Not quite long enough to outlive the sun, but close second. Not really a close second. It's like 5 billion years. Also, then again, property damage isn't the only crime he's going to be convicted of here, so let me hold that thought. Speaking of apocalyptic terror, let's discuss the even more evil stuff this beast with one eye is responsible for, turning everyone into stone, as we've previously mentioned. Bill himself has only turned...
Yeah, I thought you already charged that, though, for people turning to stones and transferring the bubbles and all that other stuff. I don't know.
2 characters to stone, Deputy Durland and Grunkle Ford. Why Deputy Durland?
Darling, this?
I needed a new back scratcher.
However, he is liable for the thousands of attacks carried out by his eyeball bat henchmaniac things who scour Gravity Falls day and night looking for innocent civilians to turn into stone.
3 in this strange cataclysmic event, the Odd Apocalypse. Weather today calls for black and frequent showers of eyeball bats turning people into stone.
Wendy also revealed to Dipper that the monsters froze Nate, Lee, Tambry, and Thompson. Robbie was also caught too after he paused to take a selfie. So how many people exactly in Gravity Falls actually turned to stone? Well, as I mentioned earlier in this video, the population of Gravity Falls is approximately 16K, and we know for a fact that there are thousands of victims because we see Bill sitting on this literal throne of frozen human agony incarnate.
My armlets. Whoops! back you go there.
I'd estimate that about 15,000 of those 16K people were turned into stone and used as Bill's furniture, and that's being generous, because honestly, I would just chalk it up to everyone being turned to stone. Now, some of you might be wondering why this isn't a mass murder case. Well, the people don't actually die when they get turned to stone. I mean, Gravity Falls is a kid's show after all, but they do get knocked unconscious, and that means we can charge Bill Cypher with 15,000 counts of assault. We can also throw in 15,000 counts of kidnapping because the eyeball monsters abduct everyone.
And he destroyed the baby from the future baby. So that's attempt murder too. If you forget about that, you probably will. He did kill the baby, you know. in the
the
beginning.
stone and bring them back to the pyramid. Assault carries a maximum penalty of 32 years and kidnapping carries a maximum penalty of 25 years. This triangle tyrant's crimes against residents of Gravity Falls have earned him a whopping 855,000 years in jail, plus a staggering, how do you even say that number? $11,700,000,000 fine?
Damn.
Caramba. Bill better start running now, I guess. Ever wondered where a top hat wearing tortilla chip dream demon ever comes from? Well, Bill CYPHER didn't magically pop out of the bag of Tostitos one day and steal the Monopoly man's hat and bow tie. He actually comes from the second dimension, a realm where everything is flat. The perfect place for a triangle, but CYPHER wasn't so stoked about living there. In the finale episode of Gravity Falls, we see a flashback from Bill's past, which heavily implies that he destroyed his home dimension and killed off his own species.
I liberated my dimension, Stanford, and I'm here to liberate yours.
Bill's species can live for trillions of years, as I've said, so there had to be at least 1 trillion triangles living in the flat dimension where CYPHER sent it up in flames, which might be an overestimation, but you know what? Screw him. A life sentence for murder can be as high as 48 years, so Mr. Mass Murderer here is going to be looking at 48 trillion years in the Stony Lonesome for murder. Yep. He's out serving the sun, all right. Oh, wait. Oh, we got to add 2,928 years to that, actually.
there you
Totally
go.
forgot that Bill also murdered the Time Baby and approximately 60 of his time officers after they interrupted his monster disco and tried to arrest him. Who the hell did they think they were?
Surrender now or face my tantrum.
Oh, a tantrum. Whatever will I do about this?
Love Roblox? Earn Roblox digital gift cards with Microsoft Rewards.
Oh, snap!
All in all, Bill's murders have earned him. Oh my gosh, dude. So I'm just looking at the numbers, man. I'm crying. I'm actually crying at how big this is. 48.
Yeah, that nigga ain't getting out no time soon. Sure. With the white coat on top of that, man, let him dude see walls. That boy gonna go insane in there.
Trillion 2,928 years in jail, plus the biggest fine I think I've ever seen in my entire life. A mind-boggling, super expensive, atrociously huge, only a being from the 4th dimension could actually, like, comprehend it. A fine of 1
Bill CYPHER got to have the highest jail sentence of everything. Unless we got to watch some more jail sentences. But I think Bill CYPHER got to at least have the highest, unless somebody make a character to have more than him.
61.
Well, Joker might be up there.
Box.
No, well, yeah, Joker like might low key be up there for this instance. Joker. So like Joker might be his competition. Joker. Who else a villain that'd be like doing crime bad as a mug? All right. Yeah, Joker just on the top of my mind.
Ow, my brain hurts.
Oh, and how could I possibly wrap up this video without telling you how Bill CYPHER finally meets his demise? Because, I mean, I've already spoiled the entire show to you enough as is. Might as well go all the way. So after secretly switching places with Grunkle Ford, CYPHER enters Grunkle Stan's mind, believing he's about to discover the equation he needs to break down the barrier, preventing him from taking his nightmare party global. However, the real Grunkle Ford uses a memory eraser gun on Grunkle Stan, whom he actually invaded, he being Bill, which completely destroys everything inside Stan's mind, including the evil Dorito Man. The rift connecting Earth and the Nightmare Realm closes and sucks all the hideous monsters back from whence they came. Everything returned to normal after Stan got his memories back, but if Bill was still alive, he may consider unaliving himself anyway once he finds out how much jail time and fines he's racked up. So after exploding my calculator, oh, the last 2 numbers that I told you, by the way, that wasn't even the total, that was just the total for that section. The grand total prison sentence for Bill CYPHER comes out to a 48,3,129 year-long sentence. And just the fines, man. $1,021,512,852,000.
Damn, bro. Yeah, a lot of him and the Joker will have a good jail time in that one. I don't know, but Joker always get out for some reason. But Bill, that's crazy. But anyways, hope y'all enjoyed the video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, follow our social media. Did pop on the screen. If y'all want more of this, let me know. Just let me know, man. Let me know. All right, y'all.